Now, one of my favorite cars that I like to purchase is a BMW. That was early on. My first one I ever got into was an 80 something 318i. Got it from a buddy of mine. It had been sitting in his driveway for several years, and I got it for next to nothing. He said, yeah, when it was running, he had problems with it. It'd get low on fuel, and it'd run out of gas, and it would turn a corner, it'd cut out and die on him. So he just parked it. So I picked it up, took it home, started checking into it, and found that he had run over something, and the bottom of the gas tank was pushed up. So I pulled out the back seat, and that's where you access the fuel pump. Pulled the fuel pump and sending unit out, and it was in two pieces. It was like, well, here's the problem. And sure enough, so when it dented upward, it broke that fuel pickup line. So at that point, I had checked into a wrecking yard, found a wrecking yard up in Modesto. I could buy the whole interior, the gas tank, just everything I needed, and for like $400. It was cheap, and tires and wheels, cheap deal. Anyway, got it back, put all those parts in it, got the thing running. That was a fun little car, a little 4-cylinder with a 5-speed stick. That was my first experience getting into the BMWs, and that got me hooked. Sold that car. I think the next one I got into was, I think, a 530. Ended up buying that for my wife. She loved it. We loved the car. Then we started having kids, and it's like, yeah, it was getting to be too small. We need something a little bigger for hauling kids around. So I put her into a Suburban. And next one after that, I picked up actually I had several vehicles, and for work, and I wanted something I wanted to have fun with. I wanted to buy a BMW again. It had been a while since I had a BMW, so I went and looked at several BMWs. I had several lined up to look at that day. First was a 6 Series BMW. I love the 6 Series, love the lines of the 6 Series. Are beautiful cars. Got there to look at this one, and I looked at the electronics, and it just looked a little sketch to me. Let's go to the next one. Looked at a 3 Series. Yeah, it looks pretty good. And one more car I want to go look at was a 750. It was over in Richmond. I thought, man, that's a big car, but I'm all the way over here. Let's take a look. Go to Richmond. Guy takes me into his warehouse, and he's got race cars all over the place, and he's got this 750. It's a 750 IL. It's got the V12 in it. And I didn't know this walking up to it. And he opens the hood and is like, holy moly, that's a motor. And I was like, this thing is 12 cylinders. Like, wow. So he was selling it. It had problems. It was the battery was going dead, so it needed an alternator put in it. So, okay, we negotiated a price. Well, first I got to drive it. Charged the battery up. Took it for a spin around Richmond area, just around the port on a Saturday. No cars around, and holy moly, that car's got some power. So I came back. I was like, okay, negotiated a deal, got it home, ended up to get to the alternator that was bad, you had to pull half the induction system off, pull the radiator out, just pull all kinds of part to get down to it. It was a pain in the shorts. It was a Bosch alternator. It was an expensive alternator. But once I got it all done, man, that thing was a fun. So being so big, I was thinking, this thing's gonna wallow around. It's not gonna perform, but no, it drives like a small compact sports car. It flat handles. I love that about the BMW. BMW is a true driving machine, whereas like the Mercedes or something else, that's a true riding machine. The BMW, you just get a sense of the road. You know what the car's doing, and you get some feedback through your butt in the seat. You get some feedback with the car, and you know what it's doing, and it gives you that true driving sense that's just like nothing else. Love the BMWs.